Number 204 in the Masters of Cinema collection is The Woman in the Window. I've wanted to see this one for a while, picked it up in the recent Master of Cinema sale, and I gladly threw it on when it came in. I really like Edward G. Robinson. I think he's someone who really has a kind of gravitas about him when he arrives on the screen. Always gives wonderful performances, and they are very varied. He's often been pigeonholed as a gangster for me, but I've seen a lot of great roles where he subverts that and creates wonderful characters. Here, as Professor Richard Wanley, he is a man who is very diligent, hard at his work, who doesn't take many risks, and who, in the midst of a heatwave, sends his family away to cooler climate while he just sticks about to do his work and to make the money. He kind of goes to a gentleman's club and talks to a few of his friends there. One's a DA, the other one never really picked up what he was, but they kind of talk a lot about their work and their lives, and just kind of push the boundaries. And there's a little moment at the start where someone's like, you shouldn't have adventure because it leads to horrible things. The DA is talking about people who just had that one drink too many and their whole lives were changed by doing strange things that they would never have done before. Robinson's character's talking about this portrait he's seen in a window, and he just loves it. The woman just looks amazing. It's just a great picture that just captivates his imagination. And as he sits down one night to have a drink alone, he's just thinking about that. As he leaves the club, he's looking at the picture and bumps into Joan Bennett, the woman of the actual picture, who plays Alice Reed. She posed for the picture, she bumps into him, she kind of likes it because he's paying a lot of attention to it, and they decide to go and have a drink together, just to have a chit chat. And somehow he ends up back at her house, and though there's nothing really going on, they're just having a conversation. This is right out of the character for Dr. Richard, Professor Richard, and things happen when a strange man comes in who seems to be dating Alice. Richard and him struggle, and the man ends up dead. And this is where the tale starts to take over. They've now got a dead body on their hands. The guy was pretending to be someone else seeing this woman. Nobody else really knew about it. They have an opportunity, if they're willing to take it, to either call the police or get rid of this body. And that's where the whole crux of the movie comes in. And it's just one bad decision after another. It starts as an extra drink at the club, leads to leaving a little bit later, bumping into this woman, leads to this one, the murder. And he becomes drawn into this case because his friend is the DA. He gets to go along and see where they've found some of the evidence, where the body was dumped, where he dumped the body. And he keeps accidentally letting out little bits of information and putting himself under the spotlight. It's a wonderful tale of a man who's lived his life by rules, who suddenly meets this woman who takes a little chance that leads down a horrible path of being encased in being a murder suspect, of being a murderer, and being drawn into this. And things just go out of hand for this character as we watch. Every decision seems to be the wrong one. He's a smart, intellectual individual, but he's not a criminal. And he keeps slipping up, he keeps making mistakes along the way. And it's wonderful how it's really been created, directed by Fritz Lang, his first American movie, I believe. And the way they kind of construct a lot of the movie is wonderful. Even so much as creating items and motifs throughout the film that reappear often in more crazier situations that just subliminally add to the movie itself. I love the performances from Robinson, from Bennett, as these two people who struggle to deal with a situation. But there is something that is really a crux of the movie for me. Something that I struggle with a little bit, and I both love it and hate it at the same time. And that is the final minute or two of the movie. And I don't want to spoil it right here, but I find that to be fitting for the story. It kind of adds to the character, the kind of things that he would think about and deal with. It kind of twists everything we've seen before, somewhat negating it a little bit. leaves us with an ending that I did not see coming. I understand I'm being very, very careful about what I say here because I don't want to ruin it for everybody. But I was happy where all the characters ended up in the end. I feel it robs the story of any real power and punch. It becomes more of just a tale of being cautious in the end. I like The Woman in the Window a lot. I loved the way it was filmed. I loved a lot of the reoccurring things that happened throughout it. I loved the characters, the performances. I both like and hate the ending of this thing, which is really weird for me. And it is absolutely a movie that I can recommend. And I hope that you check this one out, because I'd love to know your thoughts on that ending, whether you love it, hate it, why. Of course, let me know in the comment box below. And if you're going to say the ending, just put spoiler tags so we don't waste it for anybody else. And I'll see you next time on Man v Film.